Hello and welcome to the Flying Busters channel. Today I'm bringing you guys a Halo 4 Team SWAT gameplay on the map Abandoned. Today we prefer to use the battle rifle over the DMR just because of its faster fire rate. Anyway, so this gameplay isn't, this video isn't too much about the gameplay. I will butt in a little bit, but mainly today what I wanted to talk about is my thoughts on Halo 4 and just the parts that I really liked and the parts that I didn't like as much. Anyway, so before I get into that, I hope you guys had a great holiday weekend, and like this week was a lot of just adjusting back to living in the dorms again. It was great being back home for 3 or 4 days, but like having to move back and all that. That's the part that sucked, because I'm like, oh, I miss home, like I miss my family and I miss everyone. And I was like, oh shoot, I have to go back and study and prepare for finals and all that, but that kind of sucked, but that's okay. But first, right here's what I wanted to point out. I get this first kill right here, and I get his other 3 buddies who were sitting in the corner for an overkill to get rid of the whole team. And like, I thought that was awesome. I was so pumped. I was like, yeah, I did this. Now I'm gonna go on a 75 kill streak and be a boss. And then I get shot in the head later on. So that kind of sucked, but it was good. It was good while it happened. Anyway, so first off, I guess what we can start talking about is the campaign. Now, I felt the campaign as a whole was great. It really gave us a different perspective to the human side of the Chief. Usually when we think of Spartans, we think of Master Chief or Spartans in general. We think of like super soldiers who are born to raise, like born and raised to fight and kill and do all these terrible things, and then like they're the ones who can go in and take the heat because like that's what they were made to do. But kind of like the Spartans in actual Sparta, like in history, like in Greece. Anyway, so like that's what we usually think of. We usually think of a guy who's invincible, who cannot be stopped. He can go up and take on any challenge, and he'll still have enough strength to go on and complete the mission. And like this gave us like a human perspective, like a more emotional side to the Chief. As we know, Cortana is having her problems with rampancy, especially with her aging AI, and it's just, you can really see how it affected their relationship. And I thought that was a very interesting aspect of Halo 4, and I really like to see that because it was cool. It was a different perspective than we're usually used to in any Halo games, where it's just go here, kill aliens who stand in our way, like activate the button to blow up something or to stop the enemy in some way. So the story and the cutscenes were just epic, and I thought like that was really great that they decided to do that. I guess one point where the campaign wasn't as good was in its soundtrack, and I know we couldn't really expect it to be the same, especially with a different composer. It just didn't have that feel at the end that Halo 3 or Halo Reach had, especially with the music. And I just thought that the soundtrack didn't do the story justice, but like it was good enough, and like it could work, but it just wasn't the same. And I know we've been spoiled, especially to expect what to expect from a Halo game, and just I guess like that's a way of them showing that they're gonna start like revamping the series. But I think as time goes on, we'll get used to it, especially with just how it'll play out in the campaign. But I guess that's the one point I do have to criticize the campaign. But overall, it was a great experience. It was fun to play, and I really can't wait to play it on Legendary and get my butt kicked by overpowered elites and grunts with fuel rod cannons shooting me up the wazoo. But anyway, so that's the campaign portion. Let's get over to multiplayer. And multiplayer, I thought this is really where Halo 4 shines. There have been a lot of additions to the series in Reach, like with armor abilities, and I'm so glad that they decided to bring those back. First off, I get a showstopper here, yeah. Anyway, I thought that it was really great that they decided to add custom loadouts and they allow people to join midway through the match. I know these aren't novel things in the FPS genre. We've come to expect them from titles like Call of Duty and such, but I think for Halo, especially since we haven't had these, Like I think that was it was great that they decided to put it in, especially when people would rage quit, like people would rage quit with their party. So they would have like 4 or 5 people in their party, and like when they would rage quit, that would really like take down the effectiveness of how a team would do, and like it would make it really lopsided. So I'm glad that they have the option where people can join in, so they can like replace them, especially if people rage quit or if people get disconnected. I mean, it happens. And so I'm glad that they took that into consideration. Now, I guess I love some of the weapons in Halo 4 multiplayer. I can't really think of anything that's incredibly overpowered, although I will say I love the energy sword. That's all I'm gonna say. As for the Spartan Ops mode, I felt it's more of an addition, like more of a, like it's not really a main mode, just because I know that, like it's kind of like the campaign areas, but you play through them with waves of enemies. And the thing is, I mean, you have infinite lives to complete it. It's not so much of a firefight thing where it's like, oh, you have like 2 lives, like we gotta go and like make it count, we gotta like fight the enemies. But I guess that's the thing about firefights, the fact that it is infinite, like zombies or such. But I think that just because, I mean, we had infinite lives in order to complete the mission, I think that kind of took away from the experience. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay, hope you guys enjoy the commentary, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.